Hello everyone, welcome to the Testing Trainer YouTube channel. In this session, we are going to discuss state transition diagram. What is state transition diagram? So far, we have discussed many test design techniques. Out of that, state transition testing technique is also one of the important technique for designing the test cases or test scenarios, and it is one of the black box testing technique. Okay, as per the technical definition, it says that they exhibit different states. It is used to test the system that exhibit different states or modes of operation. So whenever there is a different modes of operation or different states of operation that's involved in the system, then we use this technique. Okay, so now think about it. When do we use boundary value analysis? Whenever there is a boundary based um, testing that we need to perform, then we use boundary value analysis. Example, whenever there is a numbers with, so this text box should accept 0 to 100 characters, so then we can use the boundary value design technique. Now, when do we use equivalence partitioning? Similarly, whenever there is a equivalent classes of test inputs, then we can use it. Similarly, for test state transition diagram, so we should use this technique whenever there is different modes of operation or different states involved in the software which you are testing. Okay. Now, there are three steps that you need to perform. Identify the states, define the transition, and create the decision table. These are all the three steps you need to uh, do it to finish this state transition diagram. Okay. Now, before going to those steps, let's see what is state. Okay. So the literal meaning of state in English, the literal meaning of state has a different meanings. Okay. Now it has a different sometimes we call a part of a country as a state, right? And here, what do we really mean? State is state of an object or a system. Okay. When I say state of the system, if you take in Windows OS, so it has a different state of the OS is running, or the system is in sleep mode, or it is in hibernate mode. We can say that mode, the mode of the system as well, right? So that is also called state. Okay, we can say that's a mode of the systems or state of the system. Okay. Now, similarly, the software will also have different modes. Take for example, a real-time example, e-commerce website. We all use the e-commerce website, right? So whenever what we used to do to place an order in an e-commerce website, we search for an item and select the item, place the order, pay it, and it will be delivered. Okay. Or there are always a possibility like whether you can cancel that order or you can sometimes payment will be failed. So there are different things. Now I have identified 5 states here. State one, ordered. Here ordered means you ordered a product. Okay. Now paid means payment is successful. Whenever a payment is successful, we can mark that as paid. And third, delivered. Whenever a product is successfully delivered, we can mark that state as delivered. Whenever an order has been cancelled and the payment has been returned, then we call that state as a cancelled. That order is cancelled. Now, whenever an order is placed and payment is pending or payment is not successful due to some reasons, then we mark that as a pending state of an order. Okay, all a state of order in e-commerce website. Okay, now let's see how to draw a state transition diagram. Okay, I mean this is state transition diagram. Okay, so now I've just started from this order, and you can put it as it is. Okay, now in the state transition diagram, now I've told you all what are the 5 different states. Okay, now how can we come up with this state? I just directly come up with a diagram, but I will also demonstrate like how I derived into the state. Okay, it's very simple. So the first state is order. So order is placed. Order. Now second state, I just keep it like second state is paid. In payment is successful, it is paid. And third state is delivered. Okay, delivered, successful. Okay. Now fifth state. So in order to come up with this diagram, Just do like this. Okay, do what I'm doing. You can easily come up with this diagram. Cancel. Now you know there are 5 states. If you have 5 states, put 5 states into a, a box like this, a box or an oval shaped circle or oval shape or any put it into any box or anything. Now you have to mark the arrows to mark the state. Okay, now here state 1. After ordered, it will go to paid and then it will go to delivered. This is state 1. State 2. I mean, it's a workflow 1. I can say that workflow 1. So because ordered, paid, and delivered are all different states. But ordered, paid, and delivered, it's a workflow. Correct? Now, when I say workflow, that means a work has been started from an end and then ending in an end. So that's end to end. So this is workflow of an end to end. Now I can say that this is a workflow of delivered. Okay. Now workflow, let's come up with a workflow of cancel. So in order to perform cancel, you have to place an order, then pay, and then you have to cancel. So it is coming from here. Now this is the second workflow: ordered, paid, and cancelled. After this is done. Now let's come up with pending. What happens with pending? When it will go to pending, you paid, but then order is not successful. I mean, like payment is not successful. So has a linkage here. Ordered, paid, but payment is not successful, so pending. So now we have 3 workflows. Okay, now before that, I would like to put some arrows so that you can easily understand what I mean here. Okay, sorry for my bad English, guys. Cool. Now this is a workflow 1. So what I'm going to do now is listen carefully. I mark this workflow. Okay, I mark this workflow, that is ordered, paid, and delivered as workflow number 1. Okay, and then I mark this workflow, ordered, paid, and cancelled as workflow number 2. Okay, workflow number 2. Workflow number 2. So workflow 1 is this one. Event is this is one workflow. This is second workflow, and third workflow is pending. So pending, I categorize this as 3. The arrows might be confusing you, but see, I will just watch me carefully. I'm starting from ordered, paid, and delivered. It's workflow 1, ordered, paid, and cancel workflow 2, ordered, paid, and pending workflow 3. This is how I come up with this state transition diagram, and this diagram is called, this is in a beautiful, colorful way, but actually this is how messy it look like. Okay, state transition diagram. Now, okay, now let's get into the next step. So if we go to this, first step is saying identify the state. So we know 5 state: ordered, paid, delivered, cancel, and pending. We identified it. Second, define the transition. Define the transition between the states. So now that's what we define the transition. This is a defining the transition between states. We have done that. Next, create a and then transition represent the states and then blah blah blah. So it says. So you represent it and you come up with a workflow. Okay. Now what is the next thing to do is create a decision table. See, there are 2 approaches. Okay, you can, after you come up with this diagram, you can directly go to the test case. Okay, or you can draw a decision table and then you can come up with a test case. Now I'm going to do both. Okay, so that you should be, whoever watching this video should be able to do whatever they want, whichever you think that is good for yourself or for the team. Okay, now let's create a decision table. I have ordered, paid, delivered, ordered, paid, cancel, ordered, paid, pending. So let's see this decision table. So I hope you all know what is decision table, because we in previous sessions we have a separate session for decision table, and I've covered what is decision table and everything. If you by any chance if you didn't watch that video, I would strongly recommend to watch the video and then watch this video. Okay, now because both are interlinked to each other. Now decision table. So I have put all the 5 states here. Okay. Uh, yeah, 5 states here: ordered, paid, delivered, pending, and cancelled. Okay. And I also mentioned the action. You know that So okay, even if you don't have any idea of decision table, I'll just give a quick summary. So in this decision table, you put what are the events or conditions that's there, and then here you can put the actions. What are the actions you're going to take? Okay. Now I've just listed all the 5 conditions and actions here. So the first, I'm just doing the workflow one by three. So you can see three. So because we have three workflows, so each column respective to the each workflow. Okay, first workflow, ordered, paid, and delivered. Okay, if you don't understand this, look at this. Ordered, paid, delivered. The first workflow has been written here. Ordered, paid, and delivered. Yes, I'm ordering and then I'm paying and then I'm delivering. I'm not doing anything. What is the expect? What should I do? The order will be marked as closed. So this is a requirement. Assume this is a sample requirement. As soon as the product is delivered and everything is done, we can mark the order as closed. That should be happening. Okay. Now this is first workflow. Take the second workflow. Ordered, paid, cancelled. I have come up with the second column. Ordered, yes. Paid, yes. Delivered, no. Pending, no. And it is cancelled. So I marked as yes, yes. So ordered, paid, cancelled. You can see ordered, paid, and cancelled. Okay, so one, one, one. Why? Now, what is the action that has to be taken here? Amount returned. So whenever you cancel it, the amount has to be returned. Okay, so amount returned. Now the second workflow is done. Now third workflow, ordered, paid, and pending. The payment is not successful. So ordered, paid, and then payment is pending. I marked as yes, 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 and then the action is notification pending. So we need to send the notification to the customer saying that payment is not successful. So please do something else. Blah blah blah. Okay. Now I have come up with the decision table. Now I've already told you in a previous session how to derive the test cases from the decision table, but then I've given a quick summary. So whenever you have this one column should respect to one test case. So this is one test case, this is two second test case, this is third test case. So again I'm saying the workflow will correspond to a test case. Okay. Now identifying this workflow, ordered, paid, delivered, mark and expected result should be marked as closed. This is one test case. Ordered, paid, and cancelled, and amount should be returned. This is second, and then similarly this is a third test case. Okay. So you using this decision table, you can write three test cases. See, first, ordered, I'm placing the order, then payment is done and delivered. As soon as it is delivered, the order should be placed and order should be delivered. But it should be successful. Okay, an order should be marked as closed. And it's not there here, but then like you think like the order will be closed here, expected result. And what is the actual result? You can log the results. Now, second test case, log in e-commerce shop, add the item into cart, place the order and pay, cancel it, and the item is cancelled. So order should be placed successfully, but then order should be cancelled after placing. Kind of this is order should be first be placed, and then after that you should cancel it. So what is the so after you cancel the item, amount should be returned. Okay, so this is second test case. Third test case, add the item into cart, pay with the invalid card. When you pay with an invalid card, what happens? Order will not be successful, and then payment will be failing. So notification will be sent. Now this is how you can derive the test case into it. So when you derive this test case, it's easy for you to easily execute it rather than following directly the state transition diagram. So now what did we do? We come up with a state transition diagram. We identified the 5 states and then we just marked up and come up with a transition. Okay, we identified 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 state and we come up with a transition. After we come up with the transition, we identified there are 3 workflows. After we got 3 workflows, then we come up with a state transition diagram. We come up with the decision table. After we come up with the decision table, using this decision table, with each column we derive the test cases. That's it. It may look tricky, okay, but actually it is not. See, if you see this diagram or if you see this diagram, there are 3. So you can easily identify from the diagram there is 3 test cases. That's it. There won't be anything more because I'll tell you there won't be anything. The reason why I'm saying there won't be anything. Can you check as soon as order is placed without paying, will it be delivered? No. It will only be paid after it is delivered. So each has its own states and then each has its own check. Okay. So this will be workflow 1. if you identify the workflow correctly, then you can directly see, without directly going to decision table, you can use this diagram and you can directly write the test cases. You have this diagram, right? You can directly go and write this three test cases. Or if the scenario or if the states are really tricky, then you can, in the complex cases, if needed, you can also come up with a decision table and then you come up with a test case. Okay. But in general, this is state transition diagram. Okay. I will and hope it is it clears all the complex doubts or anything. But if you still have any questions, please post it in the comment. I will answer for the question. Okay. So before we wrap up the session, I will give a quick overview and then I will finish it. Okay. Now, what is state transition diagram? It is one of the black box testing test design technique. Okay, used to design the test cases or test scenarios, or you can directly test from the diagram as well. Okay, it mainly concentrates on different states and modes of operation. So the real-time example we've seen, the Microsoft operating systems have states like hibernate, sleep, and all those things. And if we take the we have seen the e-commerce website states as well. Okay, so the concept is identify the state first, okay, and then define the transition between the states, conditions, and blah 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 everything, and finally create a decision table. From the decision table, create the test cases. Okay. Now what did we do? We identify the states. Better I open this diagram. Identify the states 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we identify the transition from here to here, here to here, here to here, here to here, and then we had three workflows, and with the three workflows we have come up with the decision table, and then we derived the test cases from the decision table. This is state transition diagram. Hope this helps everyone. Thank you so much. See you in next session.